Between two people who are trying to discuss something, especially at best to let the other guy actually have a say before you could place your answer. So it's the same thing. I let him have his move and help him get there, then I know what to do afterwards. So if he wants the space so much where I'm standing and he's too strong, okay, for it, so I'm gonna say, you can have that, stand, you can have that position. I'm not invested in that position. So a lot of times conflict like this is about occupying the other person's position because you're trying to impinge your ideas on them. But when it comes to this sort of thing, is the ideas are actually physical. Like, I want this position, I want you to move. The Tai Chi says, you want my position, you can have it, and I'll help you too. By having a good stance, you give him a little bit of a resistance, so when he pushes, he really wants that position. I'm saying, has that position. So I'm trying to look for monkeys, misalignment. As a matter of fact, I'm inducing that said misalignment so that he takes away some of his power. So I don't get hit with a full power for one. And for a second, it's easiest to move to where his power isn't. Right. Same idea as here. Yeah. Again, drop the hand down, both hands. Drop it forward. There you go. Good. Alright, just stand there. Whoa. Alright, so here, I'll go here. Drop his hand down. Okay. Nice. Okay. Enough of that because my back's hurting. No, because if this is done properly, it doesn't so much hit you as much as disrupts the energy along the spine. And so when the energy is disrupted along the spine, the back has to support the body because the body is tilting over its axis. That makes the body heavier, and the smaller part of the back is clenching to keep the body from tilting for going forward. So that's what happens. Alright, so when you get hit by one of these, your back hurts because of the shock of that whiplash of the muscles trying to move everything back. There you go. Alright. As you drop the hand, notice that if I put my hand here, my hand could also go forward. Right, so instead of a shoulder strike, with my hand on top, like this, my hand was inside. Now as my hand came down and this one went forward, notice the lock here? There you go. So now you can also do it here, 1, 2, 3 here, and then you drop here. And that also breaks your arm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So it's the same thing as a 1, 2, 3 here. That's the same thing. It's just where you put that structure. Here, bring the hand down, and there it is. Good. Okay, now again, as I was showing him earlier, when I do this, when you get my hand in, first thing that you want to do is move the hand up here like this. This is to keep the hand busy, so I can push the hand. When I push his hand out of my face, it falls to the exact location where he wants it to be. And now just move in, and then that works better. Because otherwise, if he were to just kind of do that move because he wants to do it, that leaves this side free to do all these things. So you gotta keep this hand occupied by doing that, right? Right. I mean, you do this, boom, and you do this. So I push this out of the way to block, and then the block leads me. There you go. See. All right. So what's happening is pushing my hand in. As he pushes his hand in, it locks up my arm. To make this arm free of that locking position, I have to change my alignment. All right, so it's not locked anymore. So he locks it in. I move over here, and as I shift my weight here, his hand wants to expand. So all together, the lock happens to be what I want him to do, because that's what I want. So I allow him to lock my hand so I can position myself here. Now from here, he's a little off now. See? So now what's going to happen is he did that. Okay, now that allows me to open up. Okay, do it again. Serious. So lock my hand in, and I come down here. All right. As you push my now, as you keep pushing in, I open up. This hand opens, and it will cause me to do this. All right. So you keep it going. Boom. Bring the hand in. It'll cause me to do this. Now, if you keep coming with this hand, I'm gonna go like this. Because that's what happens. If the hand keeps going here, this is about the apex of the reach for this hand, unless I pick up my foot. That allows my hands to go farther. So as it's coming over here, this is my stance is impeding the progress of the arc of the hand, hence the picking of that foot. See? There. So when it takes my hand in, locks me in, I go like this and down. Alright, so one moves the other. This one moves it in, this one moves it out, and this one does this. Good. So, lock in, step in. Okay, now I'll wait for him to do it. Now, in this case, he changed the angle. He's pushing out this way. Once he's doing that, I'm going to bring this hand in, lock it. Alright? So here, you lock my hand in, I do this. Remember this thing? Can we track this? Yeah, that's part of that move. Lock. That's part of the shingy metal element where you practice doing this. And then up, here, and there. So that's what it was. That's where it came from. That's why that's a pretty cool move. Just kind of so good. I give him something to push on so that I can help him and bring his hand up here. When I bring this hand up here, I create a space for him to fall into. That's as I do. So here, push in, go here, I bring the hand down, I bring this hand up here as I step, turn around. Alright, so it's all one movement for me, but all from his movement. Alright. Now sometimes when I do that, he's gonna end up in front of me like this. So I can't continue my move. So I take that extra step. Here, push, here. Good. Right. Here, hands pushing. If this hand's pushing, that means this is about as far as the hand's gonna go. All this energy is gonna transfer to this hand. See that? That's why it's easy to move that hand. And you just take them. That's just the way the yin and yang happens. When there's a lot of power here, the power gets stuck. That hand has to move to relieve the pressure of the blockage. So I can tell what's coming next. I go here, there you go. So I'm not worried so much about that hand, because when the hand's here, as soon as he moved that hand up, it locked up this hand. Notice? Because he wasn't aware that he's moving that, but because the way the body works is that when there's too much yang on this side, this becomes yin, and vice versa. So I got you locked here, you're okay, until you transfer the intention on that hand. And then this locked up. Alright?